Welcome to SBR Foreign Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 6 in the NFL. Right now we're going to discuss the Washington-Dallas game with Al McMordie from BigAl.com, and he's the perfect guy to analyze this game, in my opinion. Al, thanks for being back with us this week.
Always good to be here, Peter.
All right, before we get into this interesting game and line set, give a little plug for BigAl.com.
Well, last season I was documented #1 in the country in pro football, cashing 77% of my top selections. This season, on all my NFL plays, 21-11. We had the Jets Monday night, so now cashing 66% on all NFL plays this season. In college football, we're cashing 62% on our top-rated plays, as documented by the Sports Monitor, and people can go to BigAl.com and click on Picks for Sale for all our top selections. And this weekend, I'll be featuring in college football my SEC Game of the Year. And then it's not just plays for myself. Folks can get plays from Larry Ness, Scott Spreitzer, Wayne Root, Ben Burns, Brian Leonard, Tom Stryker. Lots of terrific handicappers at BigAl.com. And there's 3 free plays every day at the free picks page and also at the home page.
That sounds great, and I'm very happy to have you analyzing this game. This is a classic game where I think you'll be able to give us some very valuable insights just in terms of like historical data and technical analysis. Dallas is a 5.5-point home favorite, coming off of course, their high-scoring, high-profile loss to Denver. Washington had in sort of a down year coming off of a bye, so this is a confounding line, And last week was sort of just the classic Tony Romo scenario, both in terms of the game result and from a betting perspective. He had the game in hand, played a great game, but then at the very end made a mistake to give it away. But because Dallas was a big underdog, they got the cover. Tony Romo's the kind of guy who, kind of like to look at betting on when he's an underdog, but very scared about betting on him when he's a home favorite, as he is here. I can see this game going down to the wire, but again, Dallas somehow pulling it out, but not getting the cover, or, completely essing the bed and getting a bad outright loss, with Romo having like a bad game after last week. In Washington, we know the deal with them. Still playing pretty well, but not nearly RG3 having the kind of year that he had last year. Now they're coming off a bye. How much that helped them, I'm not exactly sure. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say about this line.
Well, I'm actually going to look at the total here. At first blush, this might look like a good candidate for a high-scoring game. After all, the Redskins games have averaged over 50 points this season. Dallas games have averaged over 57 points. But the obvious flaw in just looking at a team's total points scored and given up is that one must consider who a team's opponents were in its previous games. Washington's schedule thus far has been populated by several high-scoring teams like Philadelphia, Green Bay, and Detroit. And then Dallas's numbers in particular are skewed because they just played the Denver Broncos, and Denver's going to be the high-scoring team of all time when this season is done. In its games this season, the Broncos I'm speaking of are producing almost 74 points per game. So last week, Dallas and Denver combined for an incredible 99 points, but most teams this season that have played Denver are then going under the total in their subsequent games. So far this season, teams are 3-1 under the total in their very next game after playing the Broncos, and they're 3-0 under the total in the game 2 games after playing the Broncos. So that's one reason I'm looking at the under here. Another is that in the NFL, going all the way back to 1980, division games with over-under lines higher than 47 points have gone under the total 159 of 266. That's just shy of 60%. So I'm going to take a look at the under here. If you want to take a look at the series history, 6 of the last 9 meetings between the Cowboys and Redskins have sailed under the total. And I just think the number's priced too rich for these two teams. I'm going to take the under.
Awesome. We will see how this turns out. Classic contrarian play and analysis from Al McMordie, liking the under 53. See, I have a note here. Maybe another over, even at the high line, question mark. But now I am going to release a personal official pick on the under 53. And my reasoning is blind faith in Al McMordie from BigAl.com. Thanks so much, Al. Talk to you again next week.